I lost everything but God. I slept in my truck for 2 hours throughout the coldest part of the night because the home I was living in didn't have any heat in it. It was too cold in there. It was unbearable to sleep in there in the coldest part of the night. I would shower and do all my hygiene at work because I didn't have running water in the home. I lost everything but God, y'all. I didn't have internet, didn't have television. I lost everything but God. How I started over is I woke up one morning and the sun was rising, and I remember the sun rising and I just felt this blanket of warmth over me. It felt like God was smiling on me, and at that point I knew that everything was going to be all right. I knew that I had lost things that I never should have had in the first place. I lost relationships I never should have had in the first place. And so the first thing I did was I found God again. I reestablished my relationship with God. And then the second thing that I did was I removed the distractions, or God removed the distractions. I didn't have any internet to binge watch Netflix shows. I didn't have any internet to just spend meaningless time searching and scrolling and doing whatever else everyone does on the internet. And so I had nothing but focus in front of me. I picked myself up. I went to work every day and I focused on being an expert. I focused on mastering everything that was put in front of me. Nobody knew what I was going through. Nobody knew that I didn't have any running water. Nobody knew that I didn't have any heat or any internet. Nobody knew any of that. Nobody knew that I wasn't eating well. Nobody knew. But I started over with God and with no distractions. And some of you are stuck right now because you got so many distractions in life. And so when I started over, it was like God was saying, like, I'm going to take everything from you that you don't need in life right now that's holding you back from being who I called you to be. Some of you are in relationships that are holding you back from walking in your purpose. I'm just being real with you. That's the truth. Some of you have goals, but you can't reach them because you're tired, because you're spending so much time binge watching shows, or you're spending so much time scrolling through apps or scrolling on the internet doing who knows what. If you really want to learn how I started over, that's the key, y'all. Start with God, then get rid of the distractions. If it's not helping you in a way that's positive for a purpose or positive for your future, then you got to get rid of it. Y'all, I should have been gone a long time ago, but God said I'm going to be right here. And so I'm going to pour into you because I'm right here. You survived some of your trials because God saw fit that you needed to be here, because there's something that you got to give to this world. When I think about the trials that I've been through, the enemy should have took me out when I was divorced. The enemy should have took me out when I was homeless. The enemy should have took me out when I was sleeping on cold floors. The enemy should have took me out when I was in my mother's womb and she was fighting through chemotherapy, not knowing that she was pregnant. The enemy should have took me out so many times, y'all. The enemy should have took me out when I was in combat for 3 years. The enemy should have took me out when I was molested as a kid. The enemy messed up and now I'm on the hunt. Now I have a glimpse of why the enemy has been so persistent at getting after my life. And it's because God has called me to greatness. And some of you have to wake up and realize that God has called you to be great in this world. And if you just get rid of the distractions, if you just focus on Him and get some clarity in your purpose, you can have everything that He has promised you. This is your time. This is your moment. So get rid of the distractions and get focused. Come on, y'all. It's time. Ain't no more time to play around. Ain't no more time for all that other stuff. Ain't no time to think about what other people gonna think about you. Who cares what they gonna think about you? They gonna talk anyways, so give them something to talk about. Let them watch you get back up. Let them watch you get back up. They're going to see your struggle. It's all right. But they're going to see your triumph as well. They're going to see your victory as well. But you got to start there. Start with God. Then get rid of the distractions. Gain some clarity. Gain some clarity in your goals. Get focused. And then get on the hunt like you've never been on the hunt before, y'all. Enemy messed up, and guess what? Now I'm on the hunt. Now I'm on the go because I know what God's promise is for my life. And I want you to know that God's promise for your life is great. God's promise for your life is success. But you got to go through some things sometimes, because sometimes God is trying to remove layers, or he's trying to remove things that we had no business having in the first place, that we weren't ready for, just because we thought we were, or just because we were being hard-headed. And then sometimes, guess what? We're going to go through things in life, but that's okay, because we're still here for a reason. I'm still here for a reason. You're still here for a reason. The enemy should have took me out when I was depressed. Some of y'all are going through so much right now in life, and I know it's painful. I know the pain. I know the struggle. And I'm telling you that you can get back up and you can start over. I'm telling you that you can keep going regardless of what it looks like. I'm telling you that everything that God promised you is for you, but you got to get up and you got to get on the hunt and you got to fight like you never fought before. Because even though God has given you the promise, you still have to step in the land of the giants and run through your giants and take everything that he's taken from you. When you look at Caleb fought in his old age after wandering the wilderness for 40 years. God blessed him with strength to continue to take out his giants in his old age. So what are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? God has already blessed you with the miracle inside you. All you have to do is just step through it. You want to be a hero? You want to be something special or something great? Well, guess what? There's a story attached to that. Go through the story, y'all. And then hold your head up. Wipe your tears. Wipe the sweat off your forehead. Put bandages on your wounds until they heal. And then as they heal, keep going. Don't quit. 2025, no distractions. Y'all join me on this challenge. I am going with no distractions all of 2025. If it's a distractor, then get rid of it so you can attract the right things in life, so you can pursue the right passions with clarity and focus. No distractions all 2025. If you're down with me, let me know. Shoot me a comment. Let me know so I can hold you accountable, because I'm expecting you to hold me accountable. 2025, no distractions. Let's see how far we could go. No distractions all 2025. Let's put in the work and let's see how far we get, y'all. Stop getting beat up by what it looks like. Stop getting beat up by what your situation looks like, because you have to remember what it's going to look like in the future. And that's where you have to get to. And I understand some of you can't see the future right now. So if you can't see the future right now, then focus on what you can do right now. What distractions do you have to get out your life so you can focus on building?